Hi guys, I'm Mike Indian from the content team here at DeHavilland. Tomorrow is the general election and as ever we don't know what the outcome is going to be. So I'm here to take you through the three possible outcomes that we might find on December the 13th. First of all, we've got to talk about the easiest and perhaps most obvious outcome, which is of course a majority government of any political party. This simply means that whoever wins the most seats overall, more than 326 in the House of Commons to get an overall majority, will be Prime Minister. This is the easiest outcome for this because the incumbent government just resigns, new government comes in, they have a majority for their Queen's speech, and things carry on very much as normal. Second outcome, however, the last two I should say, really rely on if no party has an overall majority. So then we're into hung parliament territory. Now, in 2010 and 2017, we had hung parliaments with very different types of governing arrangements. The Conservatives on both these occasions reached agreements with smaller parties in order to stay in power. 2010 to 15 was a full coalition arrangement. That's where the Liberal Democrats came into government with the Tories. They had ministers inside the government itself, they sat on cabinet subcommittees, and there was an agreed programme based on both the parties' manifestos. Between 2017 and 2019, Theresa May used another form of governing arrangement with the DUP, which is called Confidence and Supply. Now this is short of a full coalition. The DUP stayed sitting on the opposition benches, but it also meant that the DUP would support the Tories in all key votes, which gave the Tories a very slim overall majority in that parliament. There's a last arrangement we're going to talk about though, which is a minority government without a formal agreement with any smaller parties in place. This is in many senses perhaps the easiest outcome from a hung parliament. A government decides to continue in office without a guaranteed overall majority and instead decides to obtain support from MPs on a vote-by-vote basis. Now this hasn't really happened since the end of the 70s with the Jim Callaghan government there. Vote by vote would be see a government, say for example, presenting a Queen's speech and then asking other parties to support it. It's the most tenuous arrangement and potentially the most politically unstable.